Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today in this video, we will be talking about Joshua Anderson. He is considered a serial killer and is still alive today. First off, his early life. Joshua Julius Anderson was born on June 17, 1987. Little is known about his earliest childhood, but at age 15, he was accused of shooting with intent to kill in Muskogee. However, the warrant was recalled less than a month later. In June 2005, he was charged with kidnapping, concealing stolen property, and domestic assault and battery. As part of a plea deal, he pled guilty to the kidnapping and assault counts, but the stolen property charge was dismissed. He was sentenced to 90 days in jail. 1 month later, he was charged with shooting another person, but the case was dismissed a month later due to weak witness testimony. The murders. All of the murders were committed within a few blocks from each other in a neighborhood just north of downtown Tulsa. The area was known for its drug problem. Joshua, who was 19, who lived near the murder scenes, was known as the neighborhood bully and caused fear throughout the town. He had no victim profile and murdered victims regardless of race, age, or gender. At the time of his arrest, Joshua had committed a third of Tulsa's homicides that year. So his first murder. Evaristo Tavius Jr. On November 5, 2006, 34-year-old Evaristo, armed with a knife, was looking for drugs. A fight between him and A.C. Anderson, Joshua's brother, subsequently developed, during which they beat up Evaristo. Joshua then produced a double-barreled shotgun and fired at Evaristo once, hitting him twice. He then stole the knife from Evaristo's body because he liked the way it looked and fled the scene, shotgun in hand. His next two murders, of Christopher Madiro and David Gilbert. On January 23, 2007, 30-year-old Christopher, wanting drugs, walked with Joshua and AC to a drug dealer. There, an argument developed, and Christopher retrieved an ice pick. Joshua fatally shot him with a .22 caliber revolver and robbed his body of $3 before fleeing in his brother's car. On the same day, witnesses saw Anderson shoot David, who was 26, to death for revenge, as the two had an altercation earlier that day. However, he was never charged with the killing due to insufficient evidence. Now his last murders, the Hobbs. On February 2, 2007, AC told Joshua that 52-year-old Herbert Hobbs had money in his pocket. Joshua, armed with a revolver, went to the Hobbs' home with the intention of robbing Herbert. Upon arriving at the residence, he tied up Herbert and his 69-year-old mother, Rosemary, and stole $300. Joshua then left the house but returned because the victims had seen his face. Although they had freed themselves, Joshua threatened them with his revolver. At gunpoint, he forced the two to engage in sexual acts with each other before fatally shooting them. Afterwards, he ate part of Rosemary's brain. He proceeded to douse the house in gasoline and set it ablaze before fleeing. Now, last of this video, the legal proceedings. On the same day as his final two murders, he was arrested for first-degree rape in Muskogee County, which he had been wanted for since late November. Investigators quickly connected him to the murders, and he was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of first-degree arson, and 1 count of assault and battery with deadly weapon. Joshua confessed to the crimes after being shown a tape in which his brother blamed him. During the confession, he provided details only the perpetrator would know, such as the location and position of the bodies. Because he was mentally disabled, prosecutors decided not to seek the death penalty. They also decided to try him separately for each murder. Joshua's trial for the Hobbs murders began on October 22, 2008. Testimony lasted 2 days. His attorney, a public defender, argued during closing arguments that there were no physical evidence linking Joshua to the murders, nor was any evidence presented of the fire being started with an accelerant. After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury of 7 women and 5 men found Joshua guilty on all charges. He was given 2 life sentences as well as an additional 25 years for arson. On December 8, 2008, he pled guilty to the murders of Evaristo and Christopher and assault with a deadly weapon. He was given 2 more life sentences and an additional 10 years imprisonment. He is now serving his sentence at the Lexington Assessment and Reception Center in Lexington, Oklahoma.